Good morning from Grenada. This is our first port of this 14-night cruise. Our first stop is Grenada. We are here at 9 a.m. and we have a very short while. We're going to come back to the ship at 3:30, and we have some notes about this island, about what to see, but it will depend on what we can find as a vehicle. Are we going to walk or are we going to take a car? That will all depend on the prices and the vehicles that we can find. Let's see and explore Grenada. So we're going out on the ship. They will read our cards and then we're gonna go off. So we are off the ship now, and in Grenada we'll explore our options about how to travel this island. We don't know anything about it. We don't even have Wi-Fi yet. We had a brief breakfast, we have some snacks with us, and the things to do. Oh, we of course have coffee because we always take coffee, and that's a little secret about the cruises. You can ask for a takeaway cup and then you can take your coffee with you. It's a beautiful thing to have a coffee while you're traveling. And the things we know about this island, that there is a waterfall to see, there is a rainforest to see, which I'm seeing that our chances are slim to go today. But there is a very famous rum distillery in this island, and this island's most famous thing is dark chocolate. So let's see if we can find a place that we can try it. And there is a historical downtown where there are of course fortresses and the church, of course a marketplace. But these are the things that we have read, and let's see if we can find them and really see them.
Now Tugce is checking our possibilities to use the public transport to the rum distillery. Here there are the shops, duty-free shops, and exit to the downtown.
Safely made our way out of the terminal, and everyone was trying to sell us a tour. The tour started with the price of $75 per person, and then they made a discount and made a shorter tour for us. It's $40 per person. They designed it all for us without asking us, so now we just went out and we wanted to explore by ourselves, and we learned that there is a bus number 2 going to a close by distillery, like around 5 kilometers from here. So we'll try to take the bus, or maybe we'll find another driver outside of here. But it's a very beautiful day in Grenada, and we will start exploring now. I think maybe we'll just go to the distillery first, get it over with, and then from there we'll explore the town. We are trying to find the bus station now. I think we found something like a bus. Huh. So they told us that we should take number 2, but there are 2 number 2 buses. So we're gonna try to take the one going to Wobam. It didn't take so long. We found the bus in 2 minutes, and it's number 2 going to Wobam. Woburn actually, but they pronounce it as Wobam. And then we're gonna get off in Clark's Court. It's a nearby distillery to St. George's, the capital. Actually, we wanted to go to River Antoine distillery, which is a traditional one, but it's 40 kilometers away, and we don't want to squeeze it in this short time frame. So maybe we'll find their rum here and then taste it. So Clark's Court, is it? It is. Okay, the bus is only $1 per person, which is 2.5 at the local currency, and we are waiting for it to depart now. The bus is leaving after all the bus seats are full to the top. We paid $1 and now we're going to Clark's Court, which is only 5 kilometers away. We are at the Clark's Court, not what we imagined, but I think we're gonna learn valuable stuff here about the rum making. And now we will enter there. It took around half an hour to come here because there was traffic, but it's only 5 kilometers. Now Gokay is in the line to pay for the entrance fee. It's like $5 per person, and then they give you the tour and you do sampling as much as you want in the bar. They have 15 products and they have been active since 1934. So I'm just resting here while Gokay pays for our family.
We bought tours and tasting for $5, but you can buy only a tour for $3 or only tasting for $2 each. And they are doing the tasting here and the tour there.
Operated in 2 parts. In a large scale, sugar was produced, and in a smaller scale, alcohol was produced as well.
This was where the juice of the sugar canes were extracted. Now they're old. But this factory is not producing sugar since 1985. They're only producing rum. So they're showing us the old part of the museum of the distillery.
These barrels are the actual barrels that we use in rum. So we
See the barrels here?
Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels and also bourbon barrels.
So these barrels are where they aged the rums, and then they sold them after 12 years of aging.
They were responsible for separating. Fire is added at the bottom and all of that wash oil. As it boils, all of the vapor goes up to the top.
So this is where the sugar canes come in, there. This is where they come from. They get cleaned up and their juices are squeezed, and then the juice here is crystallized and you get the sugars from that, and the molasses is used for making the alcohol. The canes that are left after squeezing the juice are burnt, so they provide the steam, and then the alcohol is distilled here to make the world famous rum of Grenada. After a brief tour of the distillery, now we are heading to taste the rum. So it's time to taste the rum.
Yes,
Yeah, please. So we're going to taste an old one. Some of them are for the cocktails and some of them are for drinking, and some of them are the world's highest alcohol of rums here.
There's a bit of a
Yes.
check to see the other ones I've taken. Oh, you first. No, good. You first. You first. Him first.
So you sip down, repeat it.
This one's free.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one. Is it passion fruit?
He doesn't.
Wow, really like a passion fruit juice with alcohol in it. So we tried 5 or 6 rums, starting with the old one and starting with a 3-year-old, which were regular. But then our favorite was the
That's very nice.
rum with the passion fruit, which really smelled like the fruit, and then we came back to the sweet ones. This one is with spices like cinnamon, clove, and its name is Camerhone, is the Grenada's old name. And you close with this one. This is the last one, which is a chocolate cream liqueur, because Grenada is famous with its chocolate. So it was a nice tasting, I would say. Gokay is still tasting. So sip and repeat, it says, and that's what we exactly did. We sipped and we repeated. So we're getting 3 small bottles of rum after tasting it. So we're getting the Camerhone, the spicy one, the passion fruit, and the dark rum. It's this one, and the Camerhone, the third one. This one. A little Christmas spirit came in.
Thank you.
So it's just, I don't know, a show going on here. So our tour came to an end here. Now we're trying to make our way to Grand Anse Beach. tasted almost 6 or 7, I don't remember, some number of rums, and they were all amazing. We bought some souvenirs, 3 small bottles to enjoy on the cruise or somewhere in the world. And now we will make our way to Grand Anse Beach, but first I want to summarize what we learned here. We learned here that how they made sugar and rum from sugar canes in the history, but now this factory is only producing rum. And then we tasted rums. This was all for $5 per person, and we came here by the public bus, which is $1 per person. Now we will try to make our way to the beach with the public transportation, which we were told that was going to be 2 buses. So let's see how the day goes.
Hello.
Hello.
Give me a snap. You have a right. Have a nice day.
You too. We found bus number 2 again, made a loop with it, and now we are heading back to town on the bus, on the minivan, and we will take another one from there to go to Grand Anse Beach to make the best of this day.
This is why we need the Ministry of Implementation. Additionally, the rejuvenation of the underwater sculpture park and the enhancement of the Grand Tank Sugar and Trail will commence during the first quarter of 2023. Mr. Speaker, we will continue to engage in.
Can you believe it? We managed to transfer 2 buses and came from Clark's Court to Grand Anse Beach. Probably a very small achievement for most people, but for us it's big because it's our first day, first 2 or 3 hours on the island even, and we drank 5 shots of rum, keep in mind. So now we came to Grand Anse Beach, but we saw that there is a craft market here, so we're just gonna check it out and then head to the beach and take a dip. I have no idea what's happening here, but looks cultural. So we're here. By the way, we like these Caribbean trees. They make this beautiful Christmas trees from some wood. I believe this is a souvenir shop. So we're just browsing around before going to. We don't have the time.
I want a nice sexy romper for you.
Thank you. Yes, now I think we found the beach. They're going to unreveal the Christmas tree. It's a big secret, I think. Save to the video.
That's a contender.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Now we
Okay.
know it, yeah.
Yay, we made it to the sea. It's looking lovely. This is the longest and most famous beach of Grenada. And now we're gonna spend an hour here. There are too many shades, so we don't need a sunbath, but sunbaths are $15 for 2. Actually. I feel like Dora the Explorer. Now we are exploring this great Grand Anse Beach. It's looking a little bit wavy, but we are spending a nice day. I see a huge tree with locals underneath it, so that's where we're gonna be headed and eat some things that we brought with ourselves. There are some beds, and it's a nice weather, but I believe the sea in Barbados was much better than this, at least today. We found a great palm tree to sit under. We laid our towels, and then now we will enjoy the day. Okay.
$1 okay for you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's 250, so our US is our 250. So you give him 250, I give him 250.
we found golden apples on the beach. And he's peeling them for us.
From the island?
Right here, born and grow here. Me too. Me too.
You too?
Born and grow here.
We swam a little bit and we had golden apples, which we shared with a local of Grenada. There are also hotels on Grand Anse Beach. If you want, you can spend a day in their cafes or stay here if you're staying on the island. But we had only an hour to spend on the beach, so we made the best of it. And now it's time to head back to St. George, the capital, to see the cathedral and the fortress.
Carry on, yeah. That's only a day here. Start out, yeah. Oh no. See every day, I think about you, oh yeah. Said I love what you give me is not enough, oh yeah. Now you there for my mind, baby boy on my mind. You there for my mind. Oh, yeah. Girl, I got you, yeah, I got you. Those girls just a fumble, yeah. I know they see them my top love. Girl, I got you, yeah, I got you. Those girls just a fumble, love. I know they see them my top love. Me when I fall in love, fall in love. Me when I fall in love, oh yeah. Me when I fall in love, fall in love.
So we immediately found the bus and came to St. George's. We just dropped off on the wharf road just before the city center so that we can go and see this beautiful harbor. And then maybe we'll climb to the fortress. I'm not sure now because it's so hot. And we'll walk around a little bit in the city center before going back to the ship. We walked straight into the city center from the shore, and we came to explore the house of chocolate behind us because we will taste the famous Grenadian chocolate. As far as we heard, the world's finest dark chocolate is produced here, but we are not sure about the shop, if they're selling or if you can sit and eat something there. We'll see about that now. So they're selling all kinds of chocolates here and souvenirs. There is also a bar where you can order dark chocolate, chocolate drink, coffee, I'm assuming. It's a nice place. All the chocolates. We browse around the shop a little bit, and there are small workshops where you can play with cocoa and cocoa fruits, cocoa beans. And Grenada is famous with its cocoa because it has one of the richest flavored cocoa trees here in the island. They have been producing it since the 17th century, even though before that the cocoa was present here. But when the Asturians came here, and the Dutch and the English, they kept producing it and producing it. Actually, I think Columbus first encountered it, Mayans, and brought the cacao to the West. They first didn't understand what it was neglected, and then they understood that it was an aphrodisiac, and that's when it got marketed well. And today in this shop, we're going to buy a small cocoa balls. Did you get them?
I have 6 bowls of hot chocolate.
So you have balls now. Yeah, so we got the chocolate balls where we will dissolve them in hot water.
Call it chocolate tea.
Chocolate tea? Yeah. I think we will put this into boiling water and we will drink it once we are somewhere with hot water, I think.
I think in Spain.
Yes, and there is also a window behind us. I have filmed it. They are doing chocolate there in live action. You can learn about the history as well, and there are cakes and small chocolates here you can also try. So this is what the fruit of cocoa looks like, and when you cut it open, there is a pot inside it, and they produce these little cocoa balls from that. Here is the chocolate in live action. While we were looking for the Fort George and where we can climb it, we found a church here. I think it's gonna have an incredible view. So we decided to take a look from the parking lot. It was closed from the other side, but I think there's an entrance here. Whoa! Now we have the panoramic view of the city. And our ship right here. Okay, so the reason we were climbing Fort George was to see the view. So now we see the view. So apparently Fort George was just behind us, but we have a beautiful view, I think, from here. It's only our last hour in Grenada, but we can come back here because we really liked it. I think we're gonna just roam around the city center a little bit and then head to the ship. We didn't need to climb Fort George anymore, and now we are heading down to the city center, or should I say downtown, and make a pun here. And it's our last 45 minutes in Grenada, so we will head to town, walk a little bit, and then go back to the ship. Let's walk around the town. Okay, now we came down to the main street of St. George's, and in St. George's we are very close to the local market. Now we're gonna browse around the market a little bit, and then I think our vlog will be over.
muscat and cocoa. Chocolate.
Muscat. Ah.
Chocolate.
So what do you do with the fruit?
Well, this you eat it, look it here. See that?
Yeah.
When you open, you get the white, you suck into it because it's sweet.
Ah.
And then you get the cocoa. Then you put the cocoa to dry like me.
Ah. To
So
try.
you do the same. So when I take off this, you can see the cocoa inside is white.
Yeah.
So you can take a taste, you can see it tastes sweet. So when you keep it, you could keep it just like this. And when you dry it, you're going to parch it a little and then you ground. Then you make your tea.
Ah.
So this is
See.
it. You could take this on the shape, you could tie it on the plate, no problem.
So the marketplace was a little small. We browsed around, we saw some cocoas, we saw some nutmegs, muscats, and now it's time to head back to the ship. And we are very close by with 5 minutes walking. So it's the end of our half day in Grenada, but still a nice experience for us. Maybe next time we'll explore a little bit longer.